Hello everyone, and welcome back to the final stage of Castlevania The New Generation, also known as Castlevania Bloodlines for the Genesis. We're at the Castle Prosperinga, if I say that right in English. So this is it, the final stage. Time to go take out Dracula once and for all and stop his evil once and for all again. Now, one thing about this stage is that this stage is actually pretty fun. It actually has a couple of different changes to it, and the music is also like one of the best things in this whole entire stage. I love the music in stage 6. So, first part we're gonna walk into is you're gonna walk into this little area where the stage will kind of trick you some. As you see here, I'm kind of like, it kind of looks like I'm on two different platforms. I've seen like other different playthroughs of this where other people had the same thing happen, so it probably happens. It's probably in the original game. The best thing I can say to do in order to get past this area is you want to look at the main character's feet. I know that might seem kind of weird, but when you're standing on a platform, it's best to look at his feet. That way you know how far you have to jump, and then you won't have to under jump a jump in order to actually get across the to attack the Medusa heads. Now this is actually pretty interesting. You actually are upside down, so now you can still move right to move right, left to move left. But what happens is though, up is down and down is up. So basically, you want to make sure not to fall towards the ceiling. So you want to make sure the time on all your jumps as slowly and precisely as possible, while trying to avoid all the spinny danger here in order to actually avoid the platform. In order to avoid all the enemies spinning around the platform, so you can actually get across. Hit the counters that you wish to hit, and then keep moving forward. As you move forward in this area here, you're gonna hear some loud metallic sounds. It's gonna be a whole bunch of enemies from like the boss from the first stage, the living armors, that's going to be coming towards you. Some of them will actually be walking, and then the rest of them will be running. You can kind of tell how either if they're running really slow, or if they're running, if they're walking slow or running to real fast. They just take one hit to take out, so as long as you can tell which direction they're coming in, if they're coming, in front of you or behind you, just hit them one good time before they try to kamikaze you, and you should be fine, no problem at all. Then just keep on whipping candles, and then we should be able to keep on moving forward, and then you should be fine. As you keep moving forward here, we're gonna just hit a couple of candles, and then go up the stairs here, and then whip some more candles, and then we should be coming towards our next mini boss here, Death. Unfortunately, at first, Death won't actually fight you himself at first. What he does is, he kind of does a Contra 3 thing, where he kind of has cards spinning around him. Now, what happens though, some of his cards will actually give you free health, some of his cards will actually give you food, as the one I hit there, and some of the cards will actually have you do boss rehashes against some of the bosses. Now the way this works is that you have to fight off you have to hit every single card, fight off every single fight off every single boss you fought off before, starting off with Metal Gear again here. So all their responses are still the same. One thing I kind of noticed about when you fight them again though, I don't know why, but for some reason, just to me, it looks like their defense goes down, because they take much more damage this time than they did the first time, but that's just me. So once you take out all the mini bosses, and then once you take out or you destroy all his cards, then we'll move on to the second part of this boss fight. So once again, just to reiterate, the first part of the boss fight, you're gonna have to hit all of Death's cards to and then once you hit all his cards, fight all the mini bosses. Fight the bosses over again, or either have him do like a little special attack, is when we will actually move forward to the second part of this boss fight against Death. Alright, once you take out all the cards, now it's time to take on Death himself. Now Death is actually pretty easy. What he does is, he'll basically summon all his sickles, he'll basically fly around the room, and then what happens sometimes when he lands, he'll try to do that magnetic pull thing that he did in Super Contra and throw his scythe at you. It's actually a whole lot easier to actually beat him with John than Eric, since if you push up an attack, you can actually aim up at him. Eric is actually a little bit harder to do. So once you basically take Death out, it's time to keep moving forward because we still have one more person to take care of. Elizabeth Bartley. So there she is right there. So first of all, we got 2 forms to take out of her. First form is she turned into Medusa here. And so she'll have 4 attacks she'll have here. First of all, she has this fireball attack. Second thing she'll do is she has this other flamethrower attack. The third attack she'll use is she'll use her little tail whip, and the fourth attack she'll use is she'll try to charge towards you. So all you have to do, hit her, just keep hitting her, just keep hitting her. Use your special weapons if you want to. Dodge out her attacks. Try to make sure you don't get hit as much as I did, and then you should be fine. Once you basically take all her HP down in her Medusa form, we'll actually move on to the second form of the boss fights. Alright, so once you take out Medusa, Elizabeth Bartley will pop up I think like in her little chamber area. And then what she'll do is she'll summon like 4 magical orbs. This will pop up and she'll actually start attacking you. She kind of attack you with her magic power. Now what she does is that most times she'll just summon magic orbs that'll surround, that'll run around a circle in the middle of the room, and then she'll start to attack you with fireballs. What the trick of it is that those magics in the bubbles there, like she'll summon like I think it's like light magic or something like that. She'll summon like fire magic, elect magic, and I think like sword magic or something like that to try to attack you with it. Now every time you hit her, she'll actually lose a bubble. So you have to keep hitting her over and over and over. So in order to actually defeat her, you have to actually get rid of her summoning. Now if you take too long and the summoning slows down, it'll actually unleash a special attack. And some of them are actually, some of the attacks are actually really easy to avoid. Some of the attacks are actually like really hard. And if you're actually like very, very careful with her, you're actually able to not get hit. If all you do is you basically make sure to hit her, and then you duck her fireball, and then the only way she'll basically lose HP is, as you see there, she has like 6 rings spinning around. Every time you hit her, one of the rings dissipates. In order to actually drain her HP down, you have to keep hitting her over and over and over and over and over and over and over again until she goes back to the middle of the room and summons more magic. And this is how you beat her. She's actually like, I'm not trying to sit here and brag and say this is a really easy boss fight, but Elizabeth Bradley is actually like the easiest boss in this whole entire game. Laughably the easiest boss in this whole entire game. Just keep hitting her and duck her attacks and you should be fine. So once you basically defeat her, she'll pop up in the middle of the room as usual. She'll scream out. She'll blow up and all her clothes will fall off of her and fall into the center of the room. So that's it. So she basically is somewhere naked right now. Yeah, I went there. So as we continue to move forward, we're going to hit some more candles and everything to start preparing our battle with the final boss himself, Dracula. But what I'm going to do is, I believe I'm actually going to commit suicide real quick. And the reason I'm going to commit suicide real quick for right now is because I barely have any health. And there's no way where I could beat him with 2 bars of health, because he'll basically destroy me easily for right now. So also going to apologize one more time, because this is probably going to take me to continue to actually defeat this guy down. This is going to take me to continue to actually beat this guy down, because he's actually not that hard besides his 3rd form, which is a pain in the butt. We'll get to that when we get to that. So here we go. Form number 1. Form number 1 is he fights like he does before. Like so, like in every Castlevania game at first. He teleports in. You hit him in the head. He summons his magic attacks. He teleports away. Hit him in the head. His weak spot's his head. Just keep jumping up and hit him in the head. One thing you can't do in this game I don't like about it though is that he's like really quick to open his cape up to attack you. But what you can do is though, when you hit his head, you can dissipate his attack, which is actually very useful. So just jump. So when he starts to open his cape up, when he pops up, before he opens his cape up, jump up and hit him in the head, and you'll stop his attack every single time. And then just keep on whittling down his health, and then we'll move on to form number 2. Alright, once you defeat Dracula, he's not dead yet. Now he starts to summon his bats a little bit, and now he transforms into this wizard form, or somebody who looks almost like death, but not really. He's actually a whole lot easier in this form. You can basically just hit him a whole lot easier with John than you can with Eric, in my opinion, since he can actually aim upwards when you swing your whip. One thing he does is, you see, he has this shadow clone. He'll fly around the room. He'll summon like fireballs to attack you, and he'll actually do that summoning magic a couple times. So just make sure you're not, make sure you're standing under the real one before he actually summons his powerful attack. After you avoid all his attacks and everything here, now he turns to his third form, his bat form. And this thing is annoying to take out. So first of all, what he does is he'll sit there, take a little while, and then it's like he'll start to fly around the room. Now, if you don't hit him, he'll start to attack you with using, like, I believe, his boomerangs. Now, every time you do hit him, he'll counter attack you. So you want to be very sure. I believe he attacks you with like his nails or something. I don't know, or his teeth, fangs. I don't know about all that. Now, one thing about this boss fight is kind of cool about it though. As he starts to lose HP, he gets bigger for some odd reason. Like, he starts to grow. As you see there, he now changed over to fire, and now so now he'll start to summon fire out of his ghouls and ghosts stomach. There, which is called that way. So all you have to do is jump over the fire, try your best to avoid the fire, and you just want to hit him, hopefully in the thigh. I believe his weak spot is when he grows that, when he gets that big, or his hand. Just keep hitting or jumping over his fire. Now, when he transforms over to his third form, like I said before, is when it starts getting harder. And here comes his third form now. The problem with the third form is that, as you see, when he starts to jump around, and then his bones start to fly everywhere. Now, the problem with this though is that his bones will hurt you, as well as him jumping on top of you hurt you. So, accidentally, I was trying to get around him in time, and his bones actually killed me. So for right now, we're going to run through the whole entire fight all over again. I actually went ahead and skipped ahead so you wouldn't have to see me have to use a continue, but I had to use a continue, and I had to lose a life real quick in order to actually get back here again. So here we go, round 2. Starting with forward number 1. And then we'll keep going through to fight forward number 3. This time, one more time like usual, like I said before, in Super Castlevania, he will go down. Also, sorry for I'm gonna apologize right now that I had to die against Dracula. Like I said before, his third form usually takes me at least a life in order to actually get through. And usually I die one time against him, so just want to apologize just in case anybody gets up and goes like, "You suck! You didn't beat Dracula the first time. I beat him the first time." Yada 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 yada. You know, just in case if anybody says that, I apologize for right now. I did not mean to suck against them. I was just not great at fighting Dracula that much. So just in case anybody says that, I'm just saying right now, I'm sorry. Now, one thing I'm gonna say for right now is though, if you when you do die and you have to use a continue, you start off at the end. I mean, you start at the end. You start off at the apex, going up the stairs to fight Dracula again. Just in case if you die to him. Also, apologize that I had to pause there real quick. So here comes his last form. When you hit him, he jumps in there and he spews bones at you. This is his last. Like I said, but this is his too much. This is his last. This is his last form, and also his hardest form too, because of his bones spewing everywhere. But after you do the last hit to him, he jumps in the air one time. Then he growls out. And then a tear sheds, I believe, as the light now shines. So all we have to do right now, grab the orb, and we have finished Castlevania, the new generation, also known as Castlevania Bloodlines for the Genesis. Hope everybody stays tuned to see the credits and the ending in the credits. So, this is Ryu here. Later.